Hey Witches of the Moon, it is Jess Spellbound here. I am your Wednesday hostess, and I am so excited about this week's topic because I love tarot. So this week we are talking about connecting with your tarot or oracle decks. Now I am very limited on oracle decks. I have like 4 or 5. I don't have a massive collection of oracle, and those I just use outright. There is no really you know, I don't have a whole lot of anything when it comes to oracle, and I very rarely actually use them. When it comes to tarot, on the other hand, I know I don't do a lot in preparation to use the tarot, but when I do get a new deck, it is treated like meeting a new friend. It is treated in a very careful and respectful and excited way. So this video is completely timely for me, as seeing I did actually just pick up today from my post office. This is the Lightseers Tarot, and I feel like I've been waiting forever to get my hands on it. So I am super excited to dive into this deck. I bought this deck purposely to work alongside with my Goliath, which is my shadow deck. So my shadow deck and my Lightworker deck. So that's what this deck is for. So for me, there are a couple of different ways of connecting with a new deck, and really that goes very much by the deck itself. So I had purchased maybe a year or two ago the Druid Craft, for example, and I love the imagery on there. I think it's a beautiful deck. I am really a huge fan of Will Worthington as an artist. I think his work is beautiful. So I had bought that and then realized that that deck was entirely too large and too thick for me to use because of how small my hands are. I'm sorry, my puppy is wandering around in my room, and you always need to keep a watchful eye on a puppy. And I just painted my other room, so I do not want him in there. Sorry, back to the topic at hand here. I have very small hands, so that deck became ridiculously too large for me, and I decided that after months and months of not touching it, of not taking it back out of the box since the day I opened it, that it needed to be trimmed. And I trimmed it, and I love it. I did so I think deck modification is a great way of connecting with your deck. I think it is a good way of focusing in on every deck. I'm not saying it's the only way, right? There are other ways of focusing in on each card, but I think that it is a really great way of making something personal to you, personalizing it, you know? So I think that that's a really great way of doing it. So for me, I will modify decks if I feel the need and the want to do that. I've modified my Crystal Visions deck because I completely stopped using it, which really I still don't use it for myself. I mostly use it for clients when it comes to relationships, because I feel like this is a really great, for me it reads as a really great relationship deck. So I like having the little bit of titles underneath. I never edged it because I just haven't yet. I don't know even if I will. And then the Goliath, I bought this used, and it was already trimmed, and it was trimmed and edged. And if you know this deck, it has 3 titles on the bottom. 2 out of the 3 were crossed out, and which didn't bother me at first, but then after working with the deck, it really started to irritate me because then I could see the Sharpie marks on it. So I just went through and I chopped all the titles off completely, which, you know what, whoops, you know what, it works for me, and that's okay. So that will bring us into another way that I will get to know a tarot deck. So because I cut the titles off of my Goliath, there were a few cards that I was really struggling to, I mean, because sometimes just looking at them, you're not going to know what they are off the bat. So, man, these are gorgeous. So, journaling, tarot journaling is a great way too of getting to know each card and going through and making up your own, having your own ideas in your head before you reference the guidebook or before you read the guidebook. I think is an awesome way of realizing, one, how intuitive you actually are, just innately intuitive. I'm sorry, look at that. I had to, sorry. But I think it gives you a way of honing and growing your own intuitive abilities, and then realizing just how closely you can line yourself up just by connecting with the image of what that card actually means. Another way that I do, no matter what deck it is, I always do a deck interview spread with it. I'm sorry, my Lightseers box is right here, so it is so exciting. I will always do a deck interview spread. They are so much fun and such a awesome way to really get a handle and a feel for what that deck is all about. So if it is a deck that, like my Lightseers, the Goliath, I have actually done, I think there were only 2 decks that I own that I did not do a deck interview spread, and that's because when I opened them, I just did not connect with the images like I thought I was going to, much to my disappointment, because even still, I really love those decks. I think they're beautiful, and I just can't read with them. So, not that I can't, it doesn't connect for me. And I have other options of decks to where if I don't connect with one, that's okay. I'm going to move it along. So, but I will do a deck interview spread. Another great way that I also enjoy connecting with a deck is River. Of course, the one room that I don't want him going into, he's constantly trying to get into. Come over here, buddy. Is by doing a personally recorded guided meditation to meet whatever archetype is on that card. And I think that is what I'm going to do with the Lightseers. Now, I have recorded this video multiple times and still haven't gone any further than I did the first time. But, oh no, I slid it. Oh, I'm trying to get it out so I can show you. Okay, so, like, I would go on a guided meditation to meet that fool. And see what to learn. Or this magician. I mean, the archetypes on these are so stunning. So when there's archetypes like this, I also have done that with the Beautiful Creatures, the 2nd edition. He's chewing on something. Because those are all archetypes. There is a person, there's a big-eyed person on every card. So I did do the guided meditation with that one too. I loved my guided meditation with the Wildwood Tarot, because that is one of my most loved and used and cherished decks. So I think it just depends on what speaks to you, which way speaks to you, and what deck. You know, how you want to do it. You know, it's they're not all the same for me. So it might be something simple like just really visualizing every image and inserting myself into this world that's been created, because tarot creators do create spectacular worlds within their tarot. So it might be just meditating and visualizing myself in that moment. If I could speak to that person, if I could speak to that archetype on here, what would they say to me? What would I say to them? I'm trying to find one as an example. Okay. Here, on the Six of Swords in this deck. Like, if I was behind this woman, what would she want to talk to me about? What message do they have? So I feel like that can be very powerful too. And it's not, you know, there's not anything to do but to sit and visualize and meditate on this. So again, I don't think what I do is anything like huge. It's not, I meditate, I pull tarot, and I color and cut, you know, to put it basically and very, very simply. And I just like, I like being able to know that deck inside and out. Every moment of that deck I want to know. I want to be able to find a comfortability with it, to build a relationship with it. In order to do that, you need a strong foundation and a strong understanding of what that deck has to say and how to say it. So I feel like that is the most important thing. And then afterwards, I will pair it with the stone, and I will carry it around with me, and I will thoroughly, thoroughly love and enjoy every moment of it. So that is all I have to say on the matter. It's a little bit longer than last time, so I'm sorry, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. And I actually think I'm gonna hop right back onto my own channel and do a little bit of a walkthrough and maybe a first impression of this Lightseers. All right, everybody, blessed be. Have a great Wednesday, and I will see you guys next week.